Hello, my name is Josh Handley, and this is my oral case analysis for Organizational Behavior course number 6334. Today we're going to go over the Heidi Roizen case study and answer two questions using material from the course. The questions we're going to answer are, what are the strengths of Roizen's network across the different stages of her career, and to what extent do these concepts of the course material apply to Roizen, and how did these concepts influence Roizen's power and networking success? You can't answer these questions without first knowing who Heidi Roizen is, so let's begin. Heidi is a Silicon Valley executive, venture capitalist, and entrepreneur. She grew up in Silicon Valley during a time that many consider to be the golden age in technology. Surprisingly though, Heidi did not go to college to become an engineer like her dad or her peers, and instead she received a bachelor's degree in creative writing from Stanford. Heidi was able to obtain a position at Tandem Computers, where she served as the editor of the company's newsletter. She obtained the job through a friend who actually knew the hiring manager at the time. Her friend put the two in contact and they hit it off, and well, the rest is history. But little did Heidi know that this would lay the foundation for her vast and extensive network. Heidi has led a very interesting and successful career. After she graduated from Stanford Business School, she decided to take a different path than her colleagues and eventually joined forces with her brother, a software programmer, to start a company built around his software program called the Teamaker. While Teamaker was considered by many to be the superior product compared to its competitor Lotus, the company lacked capital and was operating with very limited resources. Since Roizen lacked the investment needed to market the product, she took a different approach to increase consumer demand, one that was both cost-effective and creative. Roizen began to develop a relationship with the press, encouraging them to review Teamaker's product and write about it in their publications. She also began attending numerous conferences and events where she was not only able to grow her network, but she was also able to promote a solid reputation for Teamaker. In the article, How to Build Your Network, authors Brian Uzi and Shannon Dunlap discuss the true power of networks and the benefits of developing and maintaining a strong network. Uzi and Dunlap propose that networks offer three unique advantages: access to private information, access to a diverse skill set, and power. According to Uzi and Dunlap, networks ultimately are the main determining factor for which ideas will become successful. Roizen recognized the need to build upon her current network in order to promote Teamaker and market the company's product without breaking the bank. By forming a relationship with the press and attending events, Roizen opened herself up to a great deal of insight, promotional opportunities, and new ideas. Roizen also joined Software Publishers Association Board, which gave her a significant amount of exposure and influence within the industry, and strengthened not only her network, but also Teamaker, which ended up becoming a multi-million-dollar company with over 100 employees. Roizen eventually sold Teamaker to Deluxe Corporation in 1994, but remained the CEO until 1996. But it was in 1996 that Roizen left Deluxe to join Apple as the Vice President of the Worldwide Developer Relations. This would undoubtedly prove to be one of Roizen's most challenging times in her career. Roizen held the primary responsibility of mending the relationship between Apple and its nearly 12,000 external software developers. For the first time in many years, Roizen was forced to rely on her vast network to keep Apple afloat, and she called in favors from some of Silicon Valley's most powerful CEOs and software developers to help improve upon Apple's reputation. Unfortunately though, the technical and political issues surrounding Apple were too much for one individual to manage, and Roizen eventually burnt out and ended up leaving Apple in 1997. While Roizen's time at Apple was short-lived, she did a lot of good for the company as a whole, and much of her success can be attributed to her ability to harness and utilize the power of persuasion. In the article Harnessing the Power of Persuasion, the author outlines that there are 6 fundamental principles of persuasion: liking, reciprocity, consistency, authority, scarcity, and social proof. These principles, when used together, have an immense impact on one's ability to win friends, influence people, and expand their networks. Roizen is clearly a natural at making friends, and whether she is aware of it or not, she is integrating these 6 principles and persuading others and building upon her network. She states that consistency and performance are vital to maintaining a network, and networks begin to weaken when one side fails to remain consistent in their actions and performance. While the strength of Roizen's network was tested during her time at Apple, she was able to persuade her network to assist her during her most difficult times, because they knew Roizen would be consistent in her actions and in her performance. She therefore was able to maintain her network even after leaving Apple. Shortly after leaving Apple, Roizen became a mentor capitalist, a role in which he created and coined. The role consists of serving as an active outside board member for startups that have received their first round of venture capital backing, and her role in this is to help these companies in their early stages. Roizen was very successful in this role because of her vast network that she built over time. And Roizen allowed for these startups to pull from her diverse set of resources at any given time to ensure that they would succeed. She also built up a contact list which was mutually beneficial for her startups that she worked with. While still working as a venture capitalist, Roizen signed on with SoftBank Venture Capital in 1999. Roizen was brought on due to her vast network of high-ranking executive contacts in the Valley, and rightfully so. She could use her network to easily expand the company's investments. While Roizen was a great asset for SoftBank, I believe she fell into the empathy trap, as she felt obligated to review every business plan she received, even though SoftBank only approved less than 2% of all proposals. While her reasoning for this was to keep a good relationship with the entrepreneurial community, she did so at the risk of her own time. And this really reminds me of Adam Grant's book Give and Take, where he analyzes traits of people in the workplace and places them in 3 separate categories: takers, givers, and matchers. As you would guess, takers are people who want to get as much as possible from others without giving anything back. And the opposite of that is a giver, a person who enjoys helping others and does it without any strings attached. And then, of course, in the middle you have matchers, who keep an even balance of give and take. And reading through the case study, I would view Roizen's preference for reciprocity to fall in line with that of a matcher. Although Roizen certainly displays giver tendencies, she holds true to the fact and the belief that there has to be a balance in every relationship. Roizen is undoubtedly one of the best networkers in the Valley. The strength of Roizen's network has evolved throughout her career, and even in her role as a venture capitalist, Roizen is facing new challenges and opportunities to grow as a person and as a professional. I hope you enjoyed this video, and best of luck to all of my fellow classmates. Thank you for listening and have a great day.